And I was like upset by that. I mean, I feel like anybody would be, or even just having a video chat date where you both eat dinner at the same time, like little things like that. But there are still gonna be days then when you reach that point where it just like sucks. I would definitely say there's a way to still be intimate. Just make sure that both of you are comfortable. Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. There's a lot of new subscribers here, so if you are new, my name is Brooke and my husband's name is Alex, and this is our channel where we just make pretty much whatever we want. I make some beauty and fashion videos, and together we make some like lifestyle videos, vlogs, travel diaries, all that stuff just for fun. We are currently a long distance couple because my husband is active duty in the Marine Corps. So that is why I am making this video today. So about 2 years ago, well, like a year and a half ago, I made a long distance / military relationship Q&A video, and it reached a lot of people, and I like gained a lot of people from that video, or I just had people tell me like the video helped them or whatever. So I'm just super thankful for that. I was super happy that that video had such a good outreach to the community and that it could help people who are in the same situation as I am. It's been a little bit since then, and I've grown a lot with long distance, so some of my answers have either changed or like developed more, so I just really wanted to make an updated video. And you guys, I'm sitting in the same spot and I'm wearing the same shirt just because I was like, I always never know what to wear for my videos, especially sit down videos. I'm like, what do I wear? And I was like, why don't I make it fun and like wear the same exact shirt? So bonus points if you caught that. If you guys want to check out my first video, my first long distance relationship Q&A, I'll leave it in the iCard if you really want to. This video is probably going to be a little bit better because it's just my answers are going to be more updated and stuff like that. But thankfully, my husband and I are almost done with long distance. Actually, today when you are watching this video, it will mark 3 years of us being a long distance couple, and I can't believe it's been 3 years. Like, it feels like it's been 15 years, but at the same time it feels like he just left like last month. It's such a weird feeling. But yeah, 3 years today marks our long distance anniversary, and it's really special, and that's kind of why I wanted to make this video also, because long distance for us, fingers crossed, is ending very, very soon. And so I just wanted to make this one last time before I'm not in the long distance groove anymore, just to hopefully help more people that are in this situation. So I reached out on Instagram and I asked people to message me questions that they had for me to answer or update my answer on or whatever. So I'm just gonna read them off here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps people like the first one did. That's honestly my goal. Like, if this video can help at least one person, then I feel good. So I'm gonna jump right into it. Okay, so the first question is, do you feel like you guys can have big / serious discussions over the phone, or is that something you wait to do in person? So I would definitely say that, like, I would prefer to have big conversations in person, but sometimes, like, if you're gonna be apart for 6 months and like you need to talk about something, then you know, a phone call is always the way to go. I don't really think there's anything wrong with doing it over the phone. I will say this, I would definitely avoid having big conversations over text, and let me tell you why. This kind of also goes back to a point that I wanted to make updated from my first answer, and that was the question of like, how do you deal with fighting when you're long distance? And me and my husband don't really fight a lot, but like it definitely still happens, and the worst thing to do is to like fight over text, or even just like back to the question, have big conversations over text, because things get lost in translation. I'm serious. I'll give you an example of this. One time, it was like a Friday night or something, I don't remember, and I had off work, and I texted my husband and I was like, hey, do you want to like video chat tonight or watch a movie tonight or just do something? And what he said was something along the lines of, I'm gonna see if my friends want to do something first, something like that. And obviously I was like, okay, so I just get put on the back burner. I'm like if my friends aren't doing anything, then I'll video chat my fiance then or whatever. And I was like upset by that. I mean, I feel like anybody would be, like, what am I? But so that's what he said, but what he meant was, I have tentative plans with these guys, let me just check to see like what the plan is, and I'll let you know if we end up not doing something or whatever. So obviously that's a lot better, and like I'm fine with that, you know, like his world doesn't revolve around me. If he has plans, he has plans. I mean, I have plans with my girls sometimes too, but it was the way that that message got lost over text that was just bad. And the thing is on my part, I know I should have probably like called him and said, can you explain this to me? Like, I don't understand why you're saying this. But I like freaked out a little bit because I was upset, and then it caused a bigger issue. It like definitely snowballed when it could have just been fixed. So my recommendation is, don't talk about serious things over text. Like, give him a call, and if you can't call, then like maybe just wait a little bit. Like, honestly, it will help you so much more, because texting, just, you can't hear their tone. You can't, like, a lot of times they type things that they don't mean, or even, you guys, sometimes typos, like they'll say something and I'll be like, I don't get what you, like, I don't know, I feel like if you're long distance, you'll understand, like, things get lost in translation so much. And my first answer about fighting, I was like, yeah, whatever, like, just talk about things and work it out. And at that point, I hadn't really experienced a lot of like long distance fights. And let me tell you, they happen. Like, just like a normal couple, you still fight when you're long distance. And so I definitely say, call them. Please, if you can't FaceTime, call them literally just on the phone. But don't talk about serious things texting. But I think phone calling and talking about big things is fine. So next question, what things make you feel closer to each other? So I would definitely say, like, doing the whole video chat date thing is super nice, and it does take some time to get used to. I know at first it was like hard for my husband, just because like he's such, well, his love languages are quality time and physical touch, which are like two of the hardest when you're long distance. So for him, it's like he struggled with, how do we really spend time together when we're long distance? And so you have to get creative. But I would definitely say like doing little things like watching a movie together, or even just having a video chat date where you both eat dinner at the same time. Like, little things like that really help to not feel like you're so alone. But also, like, just constantly tell your significant other about your day. Like, tell them the little things that you might not just text anybody. Like, tell them, oh, this like little funny thing just happened, or anything like that. It makes you feel like you're together when you talk about little things like your day and stuff like that. That's definitely helps me to feel closer to him. So I always tell him, like, tell me like everything. Like, tell me, what did you do at work? What did you do? How was your day? What did you eat for lunch? Like, little things like that definitely help to make you feel closer. Okay, so this was a question that I also got in my last one, and I addressed it, and like my answer is pretty much the same, but I'll address it again. So what can we do for the sexual aspect? So that's definitely like a big part of like a relationship for most people, and when you're long distance, it like definitely hinders that. But there's definitely ways that you can still be intimate when you're apart, and I'm not gonna like get into the details just because I don't really think I need to, but I said this in my last one and I'll say it again. Like, just talk to your significant other and like find out what kind of things they're comfortable with, like what kind of things would help you guys to feel like you're not missing out on that so much, but that is totally not taboo for them. I don't know if that's the right word, but like, there are things you can buy, there are things you can like do together that's that helps with that. I'm sorry if I'm being awkward with this. I don't really want to go into detail, but make sure that your significant other is comfortable though, because it is a big deal to do some of these kinds of things, and they're out of people's comfort zone sometimes. But I would definitely say there's a way to still be intimate. Just make sure that both of you are comfortable. Okay, so how much harder has it been now with distance after getting married and living together? So we did actually live together over the summer. I was there from like middle of May to like right up until August 31st. And it was super nice to get to feel normal for a little bit before being long distance again. And I'll definitely say I think it was a little bit harder, and I thought like I'm a pro now. I don't like, it's gonna be fine. But leaving him when I left in August, I took it really hard, and I think it's just because I had like a little tease and I was like, I felt like it was over, but then now we're back to like where we started. And I feel like right away when I came back here, I had to like relearn some of my like long distance like coping, like how did I cope with it. I had to like relearn a lot of that kind of stuff, I felt like. So I definitely think it was a little bit harder like actually getting some time together than if I hadn't had that summer. Okay, so how much longer will you guys be in North Carolina for? So there's a good question. So my husband's stationed at Cherry Point Air Station. That's where we have a house on base and all of that. I'm just back in Wisconsin right now for school. But we honestly have no idea how long we're gonna be in North Carolina for. So we could be there for the rest of his contract, plus more if he decides to re-enlist, or we could actually be going somewhere else relatively soon. And I'm not going to talk about that yet just because there's a couple of things that like go into that we just don't want to share yet. But we have no idea. So that's the typical military answer. Like, you really don't know. I don't know where we're going to be in a year. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know where we're even going to be in 6 months. I don't know. So this is a really good one. I'd be interested in everything you wish you knew at the beginning of this journey. So yeah, this is a really good question. I guess I just wish I knew that sometimes the long distance, you missing them will like make you feel, this is such a weird thing to explain. I feel like I'm gonna sound so weird, but you almost get angry at them because you miss them so much. And this is something that I had to like learn about myself, is that like I'm gonna get agitated with him and like cop an attitude with him simply because I miss him. And it's not fair to him, and like we've had many conversations about it, but there's something about myself that I realized, like, these emotions you're having are just simply because you miss him. So like, don't take it out on him. Like, I don't know, it was definitely when we first started long distance, I wasn't totally in tune with my emotions yet, and I would just get very upset, like whether it be sad or like just angry for no reason. So I think I definitely wish I could tell myself now, like go back and tell myself, like, the only reason you're feeling this way right now is just because you miss him. Just please realize that. So that's something I definitely wish I knew. I also wish I knew that the distance never gets easier. You just find new ways to cope with it that like help you. Like, it's so weird because it's like, there's never a point of long distance where it's just, oh, it's so much easier now. Like, it's all internal. Like, I handle it better, so it seems a little bit easier, but there are still gonna be days then when you reach that point where it just like sucks. Like for me, I'll be really honest, Halloween this year was like a couple days ago, and it was really hard. Like, I was pretty much a mess all day. I cried a lot. I think it's just because holidays always hit harder, and that's just normal. And that's kind of another thing I wish I knew in the beginning, is that like holidays are gonna hit hard, whether it's been 3 years or a month. Like, holidays are always gonna be hard when you're long distance, just because you like wish you could spend that time with them, or you see other people that get to do holiday stuff. Sorry, my voice is like breaking up because it's like so sad, but do holiday stuff like with their significant other, and then you have to like kind of do it alone. So that's something else that I wish I kind of knew, is that like it doesn't ever get easy. It's just you grow, so, which is a good thing. But how does it work having a house but not living in it at the moment? Do they give him full pay? Thank you. So nothing has changed from me coming home here, and I'm gonna be really honest, I think there's something that we were supposed to do with me like leaving, not actually living there, but because I'm only gonna be here for like another month, I only had 1 semester that I was gonna be gone for, we kind of just didn't do anything. So nothing has changed for us. Like, he still gets the same pay that he always got. Like, nothing has changed in that aspect. He still gets the BAH for our house. He's just living in it alone. So if you're worried about it, I would like ask somebody who might know, like, if I'm not living with him, is there something I need to do? Because I'm pretty sure we were supposed to like do something where like a separation, something where I'm not with him. but I don't know. And we don't have very long to go, so we're kind of keeping it on the DL. How do you stay motivated to finish school while he's in the military and y'all are long distance? So I actually have a whole video about what it's like being a college student and in a military relationship, so I'll link it in the iCard. But I would recommend checking that out if you are a college student in a military relationship, because I address a lot of different things specific to college in that video. But basically, how do I stay motivated? I just really I dove into my schoolwork. Like, I put my heart into school, and it really helped to keep me motivated to like just really remember like why I'm doing this, and that the distance is temporary, but like once I get my degree, like it's gonna be just forever and it's gonna be amazing and I'm gonna be so happy. So, but go check out my college video, because I think that will help you if you are in that situation. Any tips on how to deal when you have a bad/rough day and your SO is hours away from you? So definitely like open up to them. Like, don't be afraid to tell them like, I'm struggling today, because sometimes like if I'm really struggling, my husband will like say the things that I just need to hear that help me, and he kind of picks me up. So don't be afraid. Like, don't shut them out is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, don't just tell them, oh, I'm fine, I just don't want to talk about it. Sorry, my neighbor's like leaf blowing right now and it's really loud. Sorry, I hope you guys can hear me over that. But don't shut them out. Like, I've had many times when I was just like, example, on Halloween, I was like really down, and my husband was like, I was working an 10-hour shift at Subway, and I was stuck there all day on Halloween. I was like super sad, and he's like, why don't you decorate your Subway? And little things like that like just help to pick me up. So definitely confide in your significant other. Let them know that you're like having a hard time. He's like right by the door. Let them know when you're having a hard time, because a lot of times they can be that pick up that you need. So that's all I can really say. How did you prepare to leave your family and move away? So I really only left my family for the summer this time, and it was super hard just because I'm such a family person, and I've only ever lived here, and like I've never gone more than like 2 weeks without seeing my mom before I left for the summer. So I would definitely say like soak up family time as much as you can, and just like realize that you're gonna miss these people so much when you're gone. So like go and appreciate them and do the small things, like be present when you're with them, don't be on your phone. Like just all of that kind of stuff really helped to get me ready when I was like coming to North Carolina, and I'm gonna have to do it again when I go there, because this time is gonna be even longer before I get to see family. So I just try to see like my family as much as I can, and just try to spend time with them as much as I can, but also realize that everything's gonna be okay and that you're gonna miss them a ton. But with the technology that we have, like you can always FaceTime or Snapchat them, text them, whatever you do to help not feel so alone, and that really helped me. I used to FaceTime my mom and sister like all the time. So tips for soon to be married. My fiance's in the Army and I'll be moving with him once stationed. So definitely keep your wedding plans flexible, because with military, like anything can change. For us, it was the COVID-19 pandemic that moved our whole wedding around, but for a person in the military, it could be anything. So just keep your wedding plans flexible, have backup plans if you can, like even if you want to have a backup date, if you're an extra planner, it's not a bad idea. I would definitely say too that plan everything out for when you're gonna be actually going there to get on his orders and to get a house together, because a lot of times like find out what place you need to go to for that and their hours, because if you're gonna do stuff on a Friday, make sure, because a lot of times places, at least in my case, were closing early. So just plan out your day. Like if you want to go get this done, get that done, get that done, get on Deers, get on whatever, plan it out. Like be a planner. If you're not a planner already, be a planner now. So how do you keep busy and stay positive? This was a big one that I also addressed in my last video. So how do I keep busy? Well, personally, I focus on school a lot because that's like what I'm doing right now. So I focus on that a ton, and I try to pick up a new hobby. My new hobby while I've been doing long distance has been crafting. I've always been into crafts, but now I'm like super into crafting. I like to make stuff. I like to whatever whenever I made his boxes, like the care packages that I send, I'll include some pictures of them here, but I just got really crafty in that whole process, and it's been a hobby of mine that I definitely picked up over doing long distance. So I would say pick up a new hobby. If you're into school, like dive into your schoolwork. Also get involved in your community any way you can. Ever since my husband left, I started a care package project in my town where every around this time of the year we gather donations from people and send out care packages to deployed members or people that are going to be overseas for Christmas. So that takes up a lot of my time right now, so I'm not just like sitting at home thinking about long distance or whatever. So those are a few tips that you could try. Okay, so I have actually one more question, and I just wanted to say if I didn't answer your specific question, I do apologize, but a lot of the questions were like very similar, like how do you deal with it, or do you have any advice for young couples, stuff like that. So I hope that a couple of my my answers answered your question. So I'm sorry if they didn't exactly. Feel free to message me and be like, hey, I want to know this specifically, because I'm trying not to make this video 30 minutes long, but it already like pretty much is. So my last question is, any websites that ship cheap overseas? So I do not know the answer to this question, but I'm opening up the comments. If any of you military spouses, people know of any websites that can help the cost with shipping overseas, please leave them below. I've never had to deal with it. My husband has actually never been overseas. He has been in the States the whole time, thankfully. He was in California, and then he was in Florida, and now he's in North Carolina. So I've never had to deal with overseas, but I know a lot of people have. So please, please, please help this person's question, because I don't know any, and I don't want to like give you false information just by randomly Googling things. So anybody who's actually used anything, please leave it below. That will be very helpful, so thank you. All right, everybody, well, that is actually going to be it for this video. Like I said, I'm trying not to make it too long. If I didn't answer your specific question, I'm sorry. Like I said, I tried to group some, so I did the best I could, but it was super fun to sit down and do this again, and fingers crossed that long distance is done for me soon. But all in all, I've learned so much from doing long distance, and I said it before, but I definitely would not change our experience for the world, because I think it taught us both a lot about ourselves and about our relationship, and it made us both stronger in ways that we would have never grown in if we hadn't been long distance. So I definitely appreciate that, and while it's hard, it's definitely so worth it. So if you are long distance right now, just keep your head up and keep focusing on what matters most, and that is you and your relationship. So best of luck to you all. You can message me at any time. I love answering questions, or just even being there for you if you're feeling down. So look in the description if you need my Instagram, but it's also always at the end of every video. But please reach out if you need advice in any other further areas. But that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.